It's effing Monday here on UCY.TV, and you are listening to Boiler Room Radio. I am your host, Jim Funke, and we will be together for the next 60 minutes, me, you, and my best friend, Lance. How's it going, Lance?
Good evening, brother.
How's everything out there on the East Coast?
Wet, no snow, so no complaints here.
Wet, no snow. All right.
I would much rather have a wet day.
Did you try to burn the rain?
No, but I did burn some wood tonight, and it suspiciously smells like fire.
Nice.
But no, I didn't. And the only snow around is in the dirty piles that's been pushed to the side of the roads.
I plowed my driveway today. We actually wound up with about 3 inches, almost 3 inches here in the I guess shallow south. It's not going to be the deep south because they got snow down there too, but I guess we're in the shallow south here. And started a fire in my drum outside to burn some cardboard and shit off, right? Mm-hmm. So I decided to grab up a bunch of snow and packed it on the end of a rod and stuck it over that fire just to see what would happen.
Okay.
And it melted. It dripped. It melted until it fell off the stick.
No black burn?
Well, it had soot all over it because I was burning cardboard. Right, so I didn't, but I just wanted to see if it was going to sublimate or if it was going to melt. And it melted like an ice cube. Yeah. Just food for thought. Now, granted, it was over a huge fire because I had that thing roaring.
Well, I mean, you have no propane or butane coming from a real fire, though.
Correct. But fire's fire, right?
I always thought it's pretty damn hot, no matter what it comes from.
Yep. It was pretty damn hot standing around that barrel.
Yeah, those were nice.
So I just thought I'd throw that out there. I did not film it. I was going to, if it sublimated, I was going to do it again and film it, but it did not. So I have regular snow here this time, I guess. I'm thinking about taking the Geiger counter out tomorrow just for shits and giggles.
Oh, hell yeah. Record that.
Yeah, I will. Because it's going to be around for a little while. I got the driveway nice and clear, though, and I did it kind of halfway early this morning, about 10-ish, 10:30-ish,
Yeah, the four-wheeler with the front
with the blade, yeah. Put it on my Polaris, and I listened to most of JJ before I went. So, by this afternoon, man, like 90% of the driveway's clear. It's all the way down to rock. Melted off really nice, and it's actually puddling and stuff like normal. So
it helps when you plow it to get the rest of it off real quick. Air, sun.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's all good, man. We're having a good time out here. I'm sorry you got rained on all day today. That kind of sucks.
Hey, it melted the snow. We're okay with it.
Yeah. So let's dive into Smoke'em's Market Minute and tell everybody what happened.
Not a good day. If you're on the stock market, your 401k did not do well. 326 points down on the Dow, 106 on the NASDAQ, and 40 on the S&P. So every single one of them down. And the bond market, though, again, it got lowered, which is good for us. The yield was lower. So we had a intraday price improvement that came out. I think I texted you that, or when we were talking back and forth today, I was like, 15 minutes ago, an improvement came. So, true to form, as the stock market, is getting pounded. But like Manarino says, everybody keep your eye on the bond, and the bond's doing okay right now.
Which is a good thing, I reckon. Yeah.
Well,
as long as you got bonds.
It's, that's not affecting your 401k or anything like that. That's your ability to borrow money for short-term loans.
Mm-hmm. If your bank will give you for.
Well, they will. It's just harder. And if you're trying to get commercial, well, you might be out of luck for that one.
Right.
It's going to be interesting to see what comes up, because U.S. Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew warned today that the U.S. is on course to hit its so-called debt ceiling. The limit, and there's a lot of key words in here, some say them and see if you pick up on them. The limit to which it can legally borrow by the end of the month. He called on Congress to raise it immediately to prevent the issue from harming the economic recovery. Adding that the government would start defaulting on its debt very soon if it failed to act. And I'm going to tell you my reasons why I don't think this is going to happen when I get there.
17 trillion in debt already?
It is.
According to the debt clock.
I was going to say 17.3 according to that, but who believes that? It would be a mistake to wait until the 11th hour to get this done, Mr. Liu said, and he's previously called on Congress to raise the debt limit swiftly in a letter to him last month. In just a matter of days, this Friday, the temporary suspension of the debt limit will end, and the Treasury Department will have to start using extraordinary measures so the government continue to meet its obligations. So
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what do you think the rest of the world is going to say if we raise our debt ceiling again?
Well, we have to. So, I mean, that's not even a question just because of unfunded liabilities and everything else.
That means continue printing.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what they've done for
with the whole crash today. That means that what did they do? They throttled back the quantitative easing and
last week.
Yeah, but with the 300 and some point drop today, they're going to reverse that tomorrow, I guarantee, or by the end of the week, I bet you.
I don't think so. I don't think they do anything about that because this is they're talking about the debt and stuff right now. They have a cap that ends this Friday, but then it gives them till the end of the month they get to juggle some money, if you will. But here's why I don't think it's going to happen.
From one pocket to another.
If you remember, the last government shutdown, all the people that got shut down got paid. Do you remember when that happened?
Retro, yeah. Your daddy got a big fat check.
However, during this sequester, where everybody was given every Friday off it was supposed to be 16 weeks and it ended up being 8 weeks.
Yep.
They didn't get paid for that, and it falls under the government clause of they didn't give them notice. They've got to give them notice that they're going to be off. So in the sequester during the summer, they had already all signed their papers knowing it was coming. The one that just happened this past November or October, what it was when the government shut down, and then they all got paid again, they didn't get their notice.
On Congress.
Right. So they didn't get their notice, so they all got paid again. The government doesn't want to be faced with that again. So I think
vacation, baby.
But see, they don't want to do that. They don't want to let everybody off and then have to pay them for the time off.
Right.
So if they're going to do it again, they would do it like they did it with the sequestration, where they gave them all the 6 or 8 weeks notice that they have to give them, so that the debt limit runs out the end of this month. Not one person has had a piece of paper in front of them saying, hey, if the government shuts down, we can't pay you. Well, there isn't that option unless they give them the advance notice. So that's why I don't think it'll happen, because they would be protecting themselves not to pay the employees this time. You follow me?
Give a shit, dude. They just print the money.
Well,
they don't get it. They don't now. Well, I mean, I see your point.
That's just my thinking, is that they're not going to shut down this time, and they're not even going to it's not going to be a big talking points like it was last time, because everybody blamed it on the Republicans. Nobody wants that. They're not even going to talk about it this time.
No, there's an election coming up.
Exactly. So you expect to see business as usual, and nothing change on that. They can posture all they want, but nothing's going to happen on that. That's my thing.
Wah, wah.
There's been 4 deaths now of financial world shaken by 4 bankers' apparent suicides in a week now. So you have 4, which we talked about 3 of them last week, and now there's a 4th. So it's just,
gee, what's tomorrow going to bring?
What is tomorrow going to bring? You never know.
Now, was this guy in London too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man. Yep. What, there must be like a big bag of evil got opened up over there or something. Or maybe these guys are all, achieving their consciousness, and they're looking at their lives going, oh my God, I'm a piece of shit, and diving out a window.
Well, this guy, one of them was there with his wife, and they were at a board meeting or whatever.
Yep.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
But good note, though, I'd like to end on a good note for my market part, is if you're going to be into the market, find a company, or if your company, talk them into buying marijuana stock.
That's a no-shitter.
Because
or open a cannabis bank. If you got a bunch of money and you want to blow it, go to Colorado and open a cannabis bank. I guarantee you'll have 10 branches by the end of this year.
Check this out.
No pun intended.
Check this out. Yeah, branches. I'm going to just bullet point a couple things that I bet you didn't realize about medical and legalization of marijuana. Recreational pot in Colorado is twice as much as medicinal marijuana.
Imagine that.
Yeah, no kidding. But growers face their own red tape because there's 136 of the 517 medical marijuana dispensaries. Out of the 517 where you can buy it with a medical card in the state, only 136 of them have applied for their recreational card.
Right.
Because
you can go to Terry's house down the street, man. That's the double wide down there in the cul-de-sac, and he's got bags of the shit laying on his back porch. So, what do you need?
Check this out. Growers face their own red tape. They rolled out its 1.2 million marijuana inventory tracking solution, and here's how it works. Every plant a commercial grower sticks in the dirt gets a radio frequency tag.
Oh my.
The tag moves with the plant through its life cycle. Once the marijuana is harvested,
they're going to chip your dope.
Then it's weighed again.
Look out, people. They're going to chip your dope.
Hold on. Then it's weighed again after drying out and at other points during the processing. Packages shipped to the store can't weigh more than a pound, and they can't get their own RFID tag. At the shops, store owners are required to weigh their inventory every day.
What if you catch one of them RFIDs in your bowl, dude, and you try to spark it up? Is it going to kill you? I mean, what kind of crap are you going to be burning?
Who knows?
That's dangerous. Feds, stay away from our pot.
Well,
keep your grubby little hands off our pot.
Washington thinks that they're going to get $2 billion in taxes over 5 years.
Oh, man.
So there are actually a handful of penny stocks, Medbox, Medical Marijuana Inc., and Green Grow Technologies, to name three, that do stock market, penny stocks. So if you're going to be in there, get with a company that's going to buy marijuana stocks, because I don't see how that can go bad. That'll be the next bubble that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Speaking of bubbles, gold and silver. You see it coming? I see it coming.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody that's watching sees it coming. There's so many people that are under investigation now for manipulating this market, manipulating the gold market specifically, that retribution is soon to follow. Mm-hmm. Even Kaiser's talking about it. If you got time, people, you still got time. And silver's still under 19 something an ounce. Just, one more time for the cheap seats. Get out of the market and get in metal. Okay, let's go let Scott talk his 2 minutes.
Minutes after.
Oh, Jesus. Budweiser, go away.
Hello, this is Scott Nessa Hyperport. Here are the quotes of various items for today. First, Greece is back. It appears that the Greek crisis is about to flare up yet again. Eurozone finance ministers were meeting in Brussels for a secret meeting to discuss mounting concerns over Greece's bailout. But get this, representatives of the Greek government were not invited so that they could not have a voice in their future. Next, world faces catastrophic danger. According to Paul Craig Roberts, the biggest financial danger is the collapse of the dollar as the world's reserve currency. If the world's reserve currency collapses, the payments mechanisms everywhere is disrupted and reserves of central banks evaporate. The panic in domestic inflation in the U.S. dwarfs any banking crisis, and it appears that we are getting nearer to that point. Next, 6 signs of 2014 super crash. Here are a few without going into detail. 1. Market distortions because of QE are appearing in emerging markets such as Turkey. 2. Manipulation from LIBOR to gold price fixing is entering the mainstream public debate. 3. Banks are once again reporting losses as we hear of more banker suicides. Next, disposable income. Real disposable personal income dropped by 0.2% from a month earlier and plummeted by 2.7% from a year ago. This was the biggest collapse since the semi-depression in 1974, yet Obama says the economy is great? Next, American savings. U.S. consumers funded some $46 billion in spending by burning down their personal savings. At the end of December 2013, total personal savings left were down to $495 billion. Keep in mind, despite the massive dip in savings to support the holiday season, retailers still reported they had the worst sales season since 2008. Yet Obama says the economy is great? Next, Walmart sales slump. Officials at Walmart stated that bad weather and cuts in food stamp support hurt their profit margin. Aside from the fact that they need more global warming to help in the bottom line, we have a direct connection between Walmart's bottom line and the government's food stamp program that will soon no longer be managed by JP Morgan. Next, butter wins. Good old-fashioned butter sales are up 65% since 2000 and margarine sales are down significantly. This is because people are learning that saturated fats from pasteurized animals is healthy while margarines are so bad that even ants know to avoid it. Finally, please prepare now for the escalating economic and social unrest. Good day.
And I think somewhere on the internet, you'll find a story. I don't know if it's true or not, but I like to believe it. That margarine is only one molecule away from plastic.
Oh, no, you're right.
That's pretty nasty.
That's why I get Amish butter, and it's down here at the local farmers market, shipped in from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Salted sweet cream butter. My goodness, it's good.
Home churn, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Even thinking about buying my own churn, getting a couple of goats.
I don't blame you.
Some guineas, some ducks. Guineas are good, man. Guineas are nice to have on your property because they are like an alarm system that you don't even have to take care of.
What's a guinea?
They're a bird, large bird, not large like an ostrich or nothing, but they're pretty sizable, about the size of a medium dog. And if you turn them loose on your property, man, within about 2 years, you won't have any bugs on your property. Yeah, and they let you know if anybody gets within 100 yards of the place, man, they start going squawky. Who the hell are you? It's cool, man. I think I'm going to get a couple. We'll see. Cool. All right, so you told me Greg's worth listening to.
He is, at least for the first, I think it was 7 minutes, for at least the first 4 minutes. And then he starts just hammering again what he said in the first 4 minutes.
Right on. So everybody, if you got a PP or whatever, here you go. Time to roll it. See, there's another Budweiser head. Oh, yeah. Jesus. These guys just don't quit trying to sell beer. It's in a brand new aluminum bottle.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Greg Manarino. How are you today? It is Monday, February 3rd, 2014. All right, people. Today, we got economic news, specifically the ISM report, which was shocking, beyond abysmal. No this coming. I didn't see this coming.
We're going to put the brakes on right there, and I'm going to jump over to Lance real quick, and I'm going to tell him to explain to everybody what the ISM is, because I don't think Greg does.
Actually, I can't tell you. I couldn't tell you. When he was saying ISM, and I didn't even do a Google search on it. Man. I know.
Are you on your laptop?
I am.
With the Google.
Institute for Supply Management.
Okay. So this is like the logistical shit in the United States, transferring from point A to point B, goods and services, or not services, I guess, but just goods, like intermodal.
It's annual adjustment to the seasonal factors used to calculate the applicable indexes. So they just try to make it as confusing as
right, they talk in circles.
Exactly.
Okay. Never mind then. we'll just play this and let him rumble.
Obviously, the Fed didn't see this coming. We have a reversal here to such a degree. We haven't seen this since December of 1980. That's how bad this is. There are a lot of things that are going on here, people. Now, we have, without a doubt, hit a spot here in the market which is critical. And if we fall below where we are now, we could see significant losses, way greater than we've seen already, in the markets across the board here.
I wonder if he's still a bull.
So, with that said, if we don't see this turn around in the next day or two, we need to completely rethink our strategy here if you're playing these markets, and maybe just sit on the sidelines and let this ride out. This could be very, very ugly here. I mean, honestly, no one. I've been on the phone all morning with people, friends of mine who are traders and investors, and we're all like aghast at what we're seeing here. Obviously, the Fed grossly misinterpreted this economic recovery we're in, that we've been force-fed. Please,
no doubt.
This number says a lot, and in my opinion, may be an absolute game changer. I had been saying for a while now that the market looked like it was bottoming.
Wow.
This number here really puts an absolute twist on that whole thing. Again, if we continue to fall here over the next day or two, I believe we're going to see a lot further losses. So we need to be watching this. We also need to be people taking advantage of this movement of cash that we're seeing here. And I believe, again, you need to be in these precious metals, people. I can't stress this enough. I've been buying these things for years now, and I've been going over this. This is like a hedge against all of this nonsense that's going on right now. So,
nonsense.
You know, when you watch this movement of cash, and I wouldn't tell you to do this, you can kind of try to get an idea as to where things may be going. But this number here, this ISM number, this really took everyone by surprise. If you're not familiar with what that is, please just Google it or go to Market Watch. There's probably a dozen or more financial sites that are going over this number here. We're also seeing the slowdown here in China. We know what's going on with regard to the emerging markets. And again, I had fully expected this ISM number today to not be so bad. I had also expected the market to rebound today. It obviously did not. We had all of the major indices fall over 2%. The NASDAQ, I think 2.6%. The Dow, 326 points down. And this is very, very telling here, people. We need to watch this and see where this goes. This could be serious. Again, if we start to see further weakness here, and personally, what I may do, I may close all of my positions here, take whatever losses I have to, because, you know, I've been buying these dips. I've been going over this with all of you. But again, I did not expect this ISM number today. No one did. And obviously, again, the Fed did not. They said they were going to start cutting back on purchases when the economy can stand on its own. Really? We've had the biggest reversal we've ever seen. Well, not ever. In 30 years. That's in most of our lifetimes. It's pretty profound. And this may cause the Fed to change action. This cutting back, we may see a reversal here at one point. Who knows? You know, I think, again, the Fed has been flying by the seat of their pants. We've been getting poor economic news. We've been getting earnings here. But I think, honestly, if this number didn't come out like this, we would have seen an inflow of cash into the U.S. equity market. But again, this is a game changer, this number here, people. I really feel this came out of left field. Everyone I know is saying the same thing, and no one expected this. But it is definitely serious.
Blah,
anyway,
blah, 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 blah.
Yes, correct.
So, the ISM gave everybody a shot in the shorts. Here, if there's one reason, and only one reason that I can give you to get out of the market with all of your savings, 401k, whatever you have tied up in this Wall Street debacle, one reason would be this. These ass clowns in New York and wherever else they trade, Chicago Mercantile, I think there's a big trading room in Vegas, there's another one in LA, there's another one in Dallas, blah, 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 blah. These ass clowns live their lives in 24 hours on a set of numbers. And to give them control over your money and where it goes and what happens to it is ludicrous. Look, when they see a dark rift coming around the corner, they take a header out of a building, off a rooftop. I don't know if these guys were killed or if they just took their own lives or whatever happened, but come on, be in control of yourself, people. That's what this is all about. That's what this radio station is all about. That's what everybody that talks on this radio station is all about. Sovereignty. Controlling your own life. No government. Anarchy. If you don't know what anarchy means, it's not chaos. Google it.
The CIA told me it's chaos.
What's the CIA know?
Of course, they're coined the term conspiracy theorist too. So, yeah. Going on to maybe even more proof, there's an article that I ran across, and it's while you and I and most other Americans were getting ready for the Super Bowl yesterday, watching pregame and everything, and you can Google this EO 103301 was signed apparently about 18 hours ago. Cause that's the first story.
Bing, 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 bing. I'm looking
at
when everybody was getting off the train going into the stadium.
I'm looking at 6 stories that were all posted between 4 and 21 hours ago is the latest one. It can now be reported that U.S. President Barry Soetoro has signed an executive order 103301 giving U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder emergency control over the NSA.
On this radio station, we call him Criminal Attorney General Eric Holder.
Unconvicted criminal Eric Holder. However, here's where I think where you could see a false flag. What this means is the U.S. Department of Justice now has total surveillance ability over all U.S. citizens' phone calls and emails, as well as communications on U.S. military bases and foreign soil. At this hour, they also know the credit card number of every U.S. citizen. This declaration of martial law by the Obama administration is a precursor to impending financial emergency, which will lead to a massive crooked bank bail-in on all U.S. savings deposit and checking accounts, and an attempt by Obama and Holder to preempt the activities a U.S. military grand jury operating in Charlotte, North Carolina, that has already indicted Holder on charges of obstruction of justice and treason regarding Holder withholding key evidence leaking Saudi intelligence to the 9/11 false flag attack on the United States. So he's currently covering up massive electronic trading fraud involving Bank of America and stolen U.S. Treasury funds. And at this hour, J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and Union Bank of Switzerland are hopelessly cross-collateralized to each other, involving $65.4 billion of worthless derivatives, aka IOUs, between all those banks. And it doesn't include the trillions of dollars of unreported derivatives parked at various zombie banks in the Canary Islands, et cetera, et cetera.
Pump the brakes for just a second. Mm-hmm. Where'd you get this story?
It is on Godlike Productions.
Oh.
NAGIST. It's obviously on before it's news. It's even on Wiki links, WikiLeaks now, sodahead.com, Volusia.com, which is the local Volusia community, which is down in Florida, and then zombiechicken.org. So I Googled that. I saw the story on Before It's News, but it linked to several others, godlike
questionable websites. Yeah.
And then I went to Google.
I'm just saying.
No, you're right. But that so many people are reporting the executive order, and you can Google it. And
oh yeah, I know that one's there. I know that's there. But all the whole bringing Holder up on charges, and
I had heard that before, that there was a grand jury somewhere trying to do that, but they
probably
were
have
trying
as much
to get him
authority.
on the
Fast and Furious shit too for running guns down. But
they have as much authority as anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. The guy belongs in prison. So does Hillary Clinton. So does Barack Obama. So does, everybody in Congress. Cause they just gave up, man. They turned this country over to whoever the F wants to run it. Well, whoever's going to give them the most money, whatever lobbyist has the biggest checkbook, they get to do whatever the hell they want. Monsanto, free reign. Syngenta, free reign. Bayer, do what you want. Bankers, steal all the money. Who cares? Wall Street, just riot it.
I'll never forget, though, that it was that day before 9/11 that the report on Rumsfeld was due somewhere. And coincidentally, that's the office at the Pentagon that got hit.
Oh, imagine that.
Mm-hmm. But again, there was something coming out and they destroyed it all. So,
just like the tapes from all the cameras on the outside of the Pentagon.
Yeah, and they snatched them up from the gas stations right across the street real quick.
Yeah. Only found one that was worth a damn. And you can tell that it's not a freaking airliner. It's not. It's a cruise missile. Tomahawk style. I don't know if it's necessarily a Tomahawk brand, but it's
where's the airplane damage? That's all. Where's the wings? Where's the tail? Where's the
only a 12-foot hole. I mean, the fuselage of a plane is bigger than that. The original hole was 12 feet.
Perfectly circle.
Anyway, we digress just slightly. But yeah, it'd be nice to see them all brought up on charges and swinging from a branch somewhere.
And we'd have to pull a Ukraine.
Hey, man. Why not? Why not us? Isn't that what that quarterback said last night? He went from a nobody 2 years ago to having a big old fat ring on his finger tomorrow sometime, or maybe in a week, or I don't know when they get the rings, but
and that protest started because they were told that they weren't allowed to protest.
Right.
I mean, there's the irony in that. That protest happened because they were told they couldn't protest.
I'm sure we can find some kerosene and some bottles and rags and, why not us?
Because I think over there, and I could be wrong, but you've probably got more media coverage of the real issue going on.
Oh, yeah.
Where we don't. It's just like that guy.
Cheap here, dude.
Well, it's just like
watching the Stupid Bowl.
Well, speaking of the Stupid Bowl, that guy that stole the microphone from the MVP and said, research 9/11.
Was that beautiful or what?
Thank you. But if all you watched was TV and listened to sports radio today, you did not hear that story.
No. And if you watched it last night, you saw that, you were like, what a tinfoil ad. Look at the crayon eater.
Oh, yeah, because the comments that I heard when people were posting about it on Facebook, no, they aren't. No, they didn't. They don't have nothing to do with it. Crazy guy. And I'm just like, you don't even want to comment on them because they're so asleep.
If you guys missed the quote, if you saw the clip, but you couldn't quite hear what he says, because it was a little hard to hear what he said, but you could make it out. He said, research 9/11. 9/11 was performed by people inside your own government. And then he put the mic down and walked away. Took some balls, dude. That took some balls. And that guy worked his way to get in there. He was like the hand puppet dude that was standing next to Obama. He's kind of got some credentials, but he kind of doesn't. He's kind of got a shaded background, but he kind of doesn't. Yeah. But he took his time and wormed his way to get into that press conference. He knew exactly what he was going to do.
Yeah, spoke calm, clear, concise.
Yep.
Got his point across.
Yep.
I loved it.
It was a very directional mic, and he was kind of talking into the side of it like this, so you couldn't really hear what he was saying directly, but if you play it back and listen to it, you can hear. He got Research 9/11 in there, and that's all you needed. Research 9/11.
But unless you were on Facebook today or Twitter, you didn't see jack about that story. Not on one local ABC news station, nowhere. ESPN, nothing.
Yeah. Alternative journalism put it out there, though. Lots of everybody put it out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's almost 1 billion people on Facebook. Almost 1/7 of the population of the planet is on that.
They're false numbers, but yeah, I know what you mean. There's a lot of people on it.
There's a shitload of people on there, and it ain't just in the United States, so it got pushed out. It made its rounds. It'll go viral. You know it will.
Definitely.
I didn't see if it was trending on Twitter or anything like that. I don't do all that shit, but
I didn't see it. I don't do Twitter that much. That you got on Facebook. Now I don't need Twitter anymore.
I'm so goddamn tired of Facebook, man.
Oh, I am too.
The news feeds they give you shit from 5 days ago in your news feeds, and now what's the deal with it only loading like 10 things, and then you got to ask it to load more now?
I don't have that problem.
Like I used to be able to scroll for 40 minutes, all the way to 3 days ago.
Yeah, I still can. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No, every once in a while, and it'll do it on YouTube too. It'll only load so many videos on your subscriptions, It used to go forever and ever and ever, but now it only loads like 20, and then you gotta load more. But yeah.
That's where I get all my news from.
Fascist book is, it's getting lame again. I don't think I'm going to get off of it because I utilize it too much.
Yeah. But, and I mean, you get listeners and you can advertise UCY on it and stuff.
Praying for warmer weather so I don't sit inside anymore though, man.
No doubt.
I'm so freaking tired. I was sitting here the other day watching that snow fall and I was like, oh God, more cold. And see, I was looking at my long-term forecast. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, I mean, we never get it here. I know how you feel.
But I was looking at the long-range forecast a couple of weeks ago, when I was looking forward to February. And I swear to Christ, I saw some 50s and mid-50s and stuff that was, 3-4 weeks out, and not anymore. They took it all away. It's 30s and yuck. Yuck.
Nasty.
Couple of 40s coming next week, but it's going to be rainy. It's just, I got my panels in today. My tracking system's going to be here tomorrow. I need to get my fan moved. I got my push-up pole for my fan, one anchor in the ground. That's all, just one. I'm waiting on the weather. I got all this crap I want to do, dude. I'm waiting on the weather.
The panels come in yet?
Yeah, the panels came in today. I opened them all up and looked at them. They're all nice and pretty and nothing's busted, no dents, no dings. Got them from a completely different manufacturer, man.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was great. The tracking system actually got shipped to me from China. I followed the UPS plane all the way across the Pacific. So it ought to come full radiation.
I was going to say, wonder what else it'll come with.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some little Oriental dude.
Take your Geiger
strapped
count
in the box. You let me go bye-bye? Yeah, I'll let you go bye-bye. See you, man.
That's right.
You made the trip. So, anyway, that's supposed to be here tomorrow on the UPS truck along with some other stuff. I'm excited. I'm actually excited. This whole tracking system thing is going to be wicked cool. It follows the sun across the sky by itself. And I went ahead and dipped into the bank and did it right. I was going to try to build it all myself.
Uh-huh.
And then when I looked at everything that I needed to get, and you had to have almost a college degree to be able to figure out how to wire it up. I mean, there's shit on YouTube you can follow if you want to, but it was so time consuming, and I was like, F it.
I saw the one you can make out of beer cans, wasn't it?
There's a lot of little ones that are really easy to assemble.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you have to upscale it to be able to move 400-watt panels and steel posts and all that, I mean, you're talking about buying jack studs and
right.
You know what I mean? The sealed bearing units and all that shit. You got to weld it all together. And I mean, I went out and bought a plasma cutter and all that crap because I was going to do it. I was actually going to do it. I was going to buy the steel, and I still got something else I'm going to do with the plasma cutter, but so it was worth the buy. But you know, I mean, I just started adding it up, and I was like, I think I'll let something else do all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. It'll look good too.
Yep. I hope I can still utilize my pole in the concrete though, because I really don't want to get rid of that. I did a really good job on that. That son of a bitch is straight up and down. But anyway, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes in tomorrow. And the panels for 100 watters, man, they're actually very compact. So I think they're newer technology even, you know, because the 150s I got sitting outside are 2x4. I mean, they're big son bitches. These here are like 3 feet by 18 inches, something like that. They sit at an angle. It's going to look cool as shit. Wait till I'm going to make a video of it all.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yep. Got to get the fan down, and with the roof of the shed's all full of snow now, you know, I got to get the fan down off of that pole and get it on the push-up pole out in the middle of the open so it's got good wind because I'm getting turbulence off the shed to that. And so, yeah, it's a pain in the butt. But all the batteries and stuff are wired up. I showed you all that, didn't I? I don't think Well, I showed you them all stacked on the table.
Right, exactly.
But got them all wired together and stuck into the inverter and plugged a couple things into it to make sure it was working right. And it's putting out 1,400 watts like it's supposed to. Actually, it's only supposed to put out 1,000 watts, but it puts out 1,400 on one side peak. So it's nice, man. It's nice. I got my little battery tender hooked up to them, keeping them all equalized and charged up until everything gets hooked up to them. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited about getting it going.
I would be too.
Goddamn weather. You geoengineering assholes need to take a break.
Yeah, and they got hit with another one up north today and tomorrow, I mean.
Yeah, there's a nor'easter spinning up too. You know, they got a big dump of snow coming across the Midwest right now. A big swath of crap from like Oklahoma, Kansas area all the way across Illinois, Indiana. They're supposed to get another 6 inches plus. And then by the time it gets out to the East Coast, it's supposed to spin up into a nor'easter and dump a shitload of rain on. I passed a video today on Facebook. Norway. I don't know if you caught that one or not, but they showed guys on their roof trying to shovel 9 feet of snow off their roof. So, you know, you got to take it all in perspective. Georgia.
Hey, well, they don't get it that much, so.
I just throwing it out there. You know me. That's what I mean. It's all about perspective. You get a couple inches of snow, quit freaking the F out, you know. Why would you leave your car in the middle of the goddamn road? You know who they should have beat the shit out of? Was the first 4 people on the interstate that stopped. You know, the first 4 that stopped and said they couldn't go any farther. You know what? Put that goddamn car in first gear and go 10 miles an hour and get off the road.
Well, we saw that same thing in Boston last year, and that was in Boston, up there in Massachusetts somewhere, where they were abandoned on the interstate. And that's a place where they're used to it. It's,
they're supposed to be, but we've turned into a bunch of pussies.
Unprepared ones, yes. I mean,
I'm talking about, you know, it's the food and stuff too. It's like it's clipped the testosterone from a lot of people.
Yeah.
You don't see anybody standing up anymore, and, you know, everybody's got to be politically correct. I remember when, if somebody popped off to you wrong, you reached out and smacked them in the mouth, and they didn't do it again. You know, either that or you got in a big fist fight and shit and wound up in the front yard or in the back of a squad car. But you know what I mean? What happened to those days? I remember getting my ass smacked in the mouth by my dad. You know, you don't see that no more. Even by my mom. You know, you cock off at the wrong thing. Schmow! Oh shit, Mom, you crushed my glasses. You know, that kind of shit. So you don't see that anymore.
Not enough.
No.
Not enough.
No. Some kids don't need it. Some kids are brought up, I mean, the parents just teach them. And I don't know if it's out of fear or out of respect, but whatever it is, it worked. And the kids just don't lip off, you know what I mean? They're well behaved but some kids just, oh my goodness. You wonder how they made it out of bed in the morning, Or
made it this far in life.
Right. Did you dress yourself today? Where's your helmet? Did you bring your helmet?
Lick the windows.
Anyway, we kind of got off on a tangent. It's all right. That's the way my show goes. I hope it makes for good radio. Hope the listeners dig it. Oh, let's jump down this hole for a minute. George Zimmerman. Did you hear it? I got this video I got to play.
Is that the Lee Camp one?
Yeah, I asked to take earlier today.
Yeah, please play it. That was hilarious.
This is epic. If this cat really goes through with this George Zimmerman dude that shot Trayvon Martin, killed him in Florida with the whole stand your ground thing, I know you guys remember.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to do a pay-per-view, I think, a celebrity boxing match with anybody. He just threw the card out there and said, anybody that wants to get in the ring with me, I'll go 5 rounds with him or something like that. Like one of those Butterball or Butterbean or whatever the hell his name was. He'd go 3 rounds with any man on earth.
Yeah, I remember Corey Feldman did that.
Yeah, it was him and the cat from the Partridge Family, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. But anyway, Lee Camp got a hold of this article of garbage, I'm going to call it, and decided to make a moment of clarity about it. So here goes this. You gotta love Lee. And there's not going to be
we got no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending. Fighter like sheep, swallow everything. Always simpletons or pretending.
This is your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. Assuming I did actually read this in the news and it's not some bizarre salmonella-laced bean burrito hallucination, George Zimmerman announced that he will have a celebrity boxing match with anyone who would like to take him up on it. So in the next few months, it's not impossible that we'll see a cold-blooded killer on national TV getting his head pounded in during some kind of national catharsis, a mass moment of schadenfreude mixed with vengeance, mixed with morbid curiosity, mixed with an obsession of all things spectacle, mixed with beer. So this is the replacement of an actual functional justice system with the justice system of the final days of Rome. Throw the villains in with the tigers and see what happens. Even if the occasional one is innocent, it makes for a damn fine evening of entertainment with the family. Get together with friends and take bets on which one of Zimmerman's bones will make the loudest pop. My money's on fibula. This is everything that's wrong with America and everything we should all fight against. Inherent in this story is racism, fear, a flawed police system, the over-militarization of, everyone, a flawed legal system, a flawed legislature for passing stand your ground, the fetishization of any and all celebrity, even the celebrity that comes for murdering an unarmed black kid, the parlaying of that celebrity into wealth, because I'm sure Zimmerman won't do this fight without $1 million paycheck, the obsession with using violence to solve every dispute. Don't like Zimmerman? Tune in to see him have his face shoved up his own ass. And finally, the complete and utter loss of,
I'd pay $1 for that.
Taste. How about we not do this simply because it's ooey? When was the last time we took taste into consideration in something? It was clearly before toddlers and tiaras. And the saddest part is not the endless exploitation of a revolting kind of celebrity embodied in Zimmerman. It's that this is all a reflection of us. Zimmerman would not be able to make money from an insane, morbid spectacle if it weren't for our love of spectacle. We eat it up like goddamn Cheetos. We love the meteoric rise of a celeb, and we love the fall even more. We jump on a celebrity collapse like cheetahs on a carcass. Justin Bieber, Lindsay Lohan, Chris Christie, Charlie Sheen, Pinocchio. Remember when Pinocchio started using his powers for evil? That was a sad time. But we all tuned in to watch the trial anyway. We don't stop watching these people once they start to have problems. We watch them more than ever. We're just running around looking at crumble. Oh, man. Of course, Zimmerman is different because he's not a politician or an actor. He is perhaps the first professional celebrity murderer. I know we've obviously had hitmen before and we've had celebrity serial killers, but he's perhaps the first to make his living from the celebrity he got from killing an unarmed person. That's a hell of a resume. Finally, when and if this boxing match takes place, the $1 million paid to Zimmerman, or whatever amount is appropriate to have your teeth knocked in for the pleasure of a nation, will likely be paid by a combination of sponsors and pay-per-view sales, products piggybacking on the emotion of the spectacle, the continued degradation of being into having, owning. So at the heart of it, everyone tuning in will deep down be getting one of two messages. Either, don't have enough courage to stand up to the racist system in your day-to-day life? Then simply watch as someone punches George Zimmerman in the face and basically stands up for you. You'll feel as if you have that courage. And drink Bud Light with lime. So from here on out, Bud Light with lime will taste like courage. Or the message, don't like that black people or others are fucking taking over the country with their hoodies and their rap music and their presidency. Then tune in to see your hero George Zimmerman defend his championship and drink Bud Light with lime. It will taste like real Americans. You know, the ones with less pigment in their skin. So at the end of the day, what are we left with? Bud Light with lime. That's it. Put it on the fucking flag. That's been your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. I want to thank two of my biggest supporters, Tony Belize and Shawnee. You guys are incredible. And I hope everybody will join me over at Facebook.com/LeeCampComedian. I update news and comedy stuff all day long. So I hope you'll check it out over there. Keep fighting, everybody.
I'm John Oliver, and I power yoga to Moments of Clarity. This is Greg Talent, and I've got my zipper caught in Moments of Clarity.
My name is Janine Garofalo, and I exfoliate every day with a moment of clarity.
This is your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.
I can't believe that Janine Garofalo listens to Lee. I can't stand Janine Garofalo. She's kind of grating on me now. She has been for quite a while. She was much funnier when she was just a comedian. And I really liked her when she was just a comedian. Kind of like Ellen DeGeneres. I liked her a lot better when she was just a comedian. They start throwing their political views out there, I stopped listening. That goes with singers and shit, too. How about you, Lance?
Just a distraction.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I'd like to see Trayvon's dad be the one that gets in the rink with him. That's a fight I want to see.
Yeah, man. And this goes perfectly along with that meme that you see posted on Facebook constantly. Stop making stupid people famous.
Yep.
Please stop making stupid people famous, America. Miley Cyrus. Honey Boo Boo. Yeah. Who else? The
Bieber. I mean,
yeah,
you got so
real
many
women of Los Angeles.
whole Jersey Shore people.
Yeah. Come on.
Which is why we won't have a Ukraine riot, because
they're too busy sitting at home watching their freaking TVs.
They're programming. They're being programmed. That's why they call it programming. But, you know, the number of people that I see, I can't wait that so-and-so comes on tonight. And I'm like, I have no idea what show you're talking about.
I can name them because you see them all over Facebook. Duck Dynasty. Mm-hmm. Walking Dead. That's like, there's a cult of people that watch The Walking Dead.
And Breaking Bad, that other one, the heroin one. And I've never seen one episode.
No. I do know that was based on an actual story, though. A real story.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I watched more TV yesterday than I watched in a whole week.
Yeah, me too. You know, I was waiting for an explosion. And I didn't see nothing, man. I mean, come on now.
Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen.
full disclosure, people, that's exactly what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the field to open up and suck down a bunch of players and, bombs going off. I was waiting. I was full on expecting it. Mm-hmm. And since it didn't happen, the first thing that I typed after the Super Bowl was over with was, well, look out, Sochi.
That's right.
Because if it didn't happen here, and here's my postulation now, because I change as things change. I'd make a good politician, I reckon. Here's my speculation now, and we're down to like the last couple of minutes, so this is a good time to throw it out there. Since everything didn't happen, nothing happened at the Super Bowl, except maybe somebody got the sniffles. I expect that the FBI and the CIA and everybody involved with the administration is going to be up Putin's ass saying, look at how powerful our security force was in the United States during the Super Bowl. We need all of our people over here on the ground to protect all of you people from Sochi bombers. Yeah, you think? I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Does it sound good?
I don't know that Putin likes us that much.
I know he doesn't, but I'm just saying they're going to be ringing his phone off the desk for the next few days until the Olympics start.
Hey, we got a bunch of their troops already here in the United States. I mean,
yeah, cross-pollination, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm just throwing it out there. I figure that's what they'll do because they're thumping their chests now. Hey, we didn't let the CIA kill nobody. Sorry.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they've had 2 or 3 bombs go off over there in Russia, and I think they had their first school shooting, like United States style school shooting today.
Today, yes.
Or yesterday, yeah.
Today, yesterday, their time today.
Correct.
Some student, 19 years old, I think, or some 17 years old, walked in with a couple of rifles and popped a security guard and killed him and popped another security guard and put him in the hospital and then popped his teacher that he had a beef with.
Yeah, he had a grudge against him. But they said perfect model student other than that.
He was an A student.
Mm-hmm.
He was like going for the, what do they call it when you graduate honors? With
valedictorian.
Yeah, valedictorian. And the reason that he wasn't going to get it was because of this teacher that he offed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the original report that I heard, though. I don't know.
Or they're trying out MK Ultra. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
They call it something else now, though. It's not called that. I can't remember what it's called.
They don't. Yeah, I saw somebody on Facebook said, don't they have gun control over there? And I was like, no, that's Russia, dude.
Yeah.
They don't. Everyone has an AK in Russia. So, anyway, last 30 seconds, brother. What do you want to leave everybody with?
Hey, have fun. Peace and love, everyone.
Peace and love. We'll see you on Wednesday. Stay tuned for Tuberville. He's next. UCY.TV, everybody. You know where you're at. Peace.